we say hello and catch up. So delighted to have you on the show, Billy. How are you, darling?
I'm great. How are you? Good to see you.
And good to see you too. So you dropped your track. It's out there to the world. Therefore I Am. How are you feeling about it being out there and people hearing it and it being unleashed from your head to the world?
It's always very weird. It's weird. I've been haven't really looked to see how it's done just because I don't want to see something I don't want to see. I'm happy though, because I love the song and I've been excited for it to come out since we made it. So I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. I'm, back.
Listen, it must be a different whole. I mean, obviously everything is different. The world is upside down. Our whole reality is not how we have ever seen it be before this year. But as an artist putting out music with all this extra time and headspace on your hands, how was it putting out a track in times like these when you're not able to play it live and, is into an audience?
Yeah, it's super weird. For a while there, I was kind of nervous because I didn't really know. We still don't know what's to come and kind of what the hell is going to happen, but at least we have a couple things on the way, right? We have a few things that are give us hope. I think at least they give me hope. And, there was a period right in the middle of quarantine. It was rough and I just didn't even know what the hell was going to go on or what's going on. But it's weird, dude. It's weird to not be able to, have a show or even see fans. It's super weird.
What will your memories be of 2020 as it stands? What will you look back on this year as?
Well, I won 5 Grammys, right at the go.
Let's start with that.
So that's really, something I can hold on to that was good in 2020. But I will say, I saw this in a tweet or something that 2020, it was probably the worst year, but it was the biggest character development that we've all had, I feel just because, everything is different, it's not one thing is the same, and that changes you and it changes the way you think. And I don't know. It's been a very weird year, but I don't know. I think that it's kind of nice to be able to look back on this year because I kind of, and what I mean by that is more just I can't wait for it to be over.
To be outside looking back.
Oh my God, remember when?
Yeah.
Yeah. To be with people, be hugging people and be remember 2020?
So who did you spend lockdown with? Did you spend lockdown with family?
Yeah, pretty much. I have a kind of a pod now, but for the first couple months, it was just family and, I have 3-ish, 4 people that they're the only people I see and I'm the only people they see. So that's pretty much it. But yeah, it's really just been family.
And, we spoke a lot about you turning 18 and the significance of that. But I wanted to ask you about a really big part of turning 18, which is getting a vote and being able to use your voice and have a voice and a voice that counts towards something. How did that feel, being able to vote for the first time this year?
I'm so glad. I couldn't have been happier to be 18 this election specifically. At the same time, I didn't want to be part of it, but I'm so glad I was able to. It was crazy. It was it felt so intense to vote. And it's also the most boring thing ever, for real. But it felt real. And I think that especially with the outcome, it really proved, I think, that every vote really, really matters. And everybody says that and I say that. But when you vote, you don't feel your specific vote as doing anything. And it really is, So it was a big deal. It's a big deal.
And also the idea of you having this huge amount of fans that you can mobilize to do something really useful. How did that feel?
It's a big responsibility, right?
Yeah.
And it's so much easier to not say anything. So much easier to just be nope, not gonna be involved. I know I have a platform, but I'm not interested and nobody's gonna listen and nobody's gonna care. It won't matter. It is 100% your responsibility, and especially my responsibility, to speak up. And especially when you have millions of people watching you, say something that they need to hear.
when you say when we get out of this year, the madness of this year, and we're able to look forward, we're able to look to the future, what are your hopes for your generation as an 18-year-old? What do you hope for in America?
That's a big question. I hope for a lot of things. I hope for racial justice and climate crisis paying attention to by more than just the few people that pay attention, right? I hope for open minds, and I don't know. It's a hard one. I don't know. I hope that we all can just like be happy that we're alive still. And, you know, who knows how long we have on this earth before the climate decides to just be like, guys, you are not helping me out and just kill us all. So while we're here, I would like us all to, you know, enjoy it and take care of it.
We've been speaking to artists every night on the show, and we had a long co-host situation with Phoebe Bridgers, who did the entire interview from her bed. She hadn't left the house at all, and she was saying that like outside was just intense. Like she could see the ash from the fires, and it feels like Los Angeles specifically has been kind of an intense place to be. How does it feel now post-election? You know, we're over here, we can't travel. Like, how does it feel?
It definitely feels more joyful. I think that there's just a hopefulness in the air that was not here before. You can definitely feel it. I mean, you know, the day that he won was like the best like energy day. You know, just driving around, there was just people on the side of the road like cheering, and it was great to see. It felt like evil had vanished from the earth, even though it hadn't. It felt like that.
So all this time in lockdown, as we've discussed, you go through phases of emotions and feelings, but how did it affect you as an artist in terms of your creative process? Honestly,
we have made, my brother and I, so much. Like, probably like a month into quarantine, my mom had this idea because we hadn't worked at all and we were completely uninspired and we were home all day and we didn't think about anything. My mom was like, what if you guys like made a schedule, you know, just like 3 days a week, like this time to this time, making sure that you have time put aside so that you guys could work. And like, if it was in a schedule, maybe it would help you guys be more productive or whatever. And we were like, oh, that's so stupid. And we did it. And on the first day, we wrote My Future.
Oh, God.
The first day. And it really changed everything. And we have made more than we've ever made in one period of time. We're not like the people that make music and have a bunch of songs sitting around. Like, we're not those people. We work really, really hard, very intensely, and for pretty much a long time most of the time on one thing until we're good. And quarantine, as horrible as it's been and how insane the world has been and whatever, you know, it's given us time and space to create something that we would never have created otherwise. I mean, we would have made something, you know, but it would have been on tour and it would have been, you know, we would have had different mindsets just because that's how the world works. Things are different and you feel different and you think different. And I am so happy with what we've made. It's my favorite thing that I've ever made. And, you know, honestly, there's a song that I just like, if it wasn't even mine, I still feel like it would be like one of my favorite songs. I'm so like unbelievably happy with what we've created, and I don't care if nobody likes it ever. It's my favorite piece of art ever. I like everything equally. We've been so good at collaborating and communicating, and it's so 50-50, I can even tell you. Like, wow. It's so me, it's so him, it's so...
Hey, dog. What's the dog called?
This is Shark.
Hey, Shark.
Shush! But it's been very pleasant and satisfying, and I am so excited for people to hear this album when it's done.
So we're calling it an album. This is amazing. That's what lockdown does.
Yeah, we're making an album, man.
Yes, and shout out Maggie with the schedules. That's what it's all about.
I know.
Love that.
I know, for real.
Okay, Billie Eilish, this is all good. And, yeah, I'm really excited to hear this new album of yours. And we have asked you today to pick some tunes that we can play, for our Power Down playlist mix tonight. And and you have very kindly obliged. So thank you so much. We're going to go play that right now. Billy, give my love to Phineas and the family. I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Of course. Thanks, Annie. Love to talk to you.